Well, I'd just like to thank Jackie for that tough announcement the follow that he did. We went from the pro to the rookie. So I'd just like to say that Vic Kangas and his wife Sandy and their 3 daughters, I've known them since I've been like 9 to 10 years old. And the first thing I'd like to say is March 4th is going to be their 50th anniversary, so I'd like to congratulate them on that. Any time when I was young I could get a ride to Vic's shop, I'd go over there and sit there and watch him build cars and fix cars. I learned so much from watching him do it. He was a man, he was a hands-on type guy. He built everything himself, had his own machine shop. There wasn't nothing that he couldn't fix. He knew a lot of things and made it hard for a lot of people in racing because when he showed up with a car, you knew it was going to be fast. He owned some cars in his career and early in his years. He owned a orange little coupe Zero that the late Tinker Projan drove to a track championship in 1965 at Hudson Speedway. They were a tough duo anywhere they went. They were definitely there to win. Vic also helped in his early days in his career to build Ernie Gahan's 1966 NASCAR championship car. Good friends with Ernie and them, and he did a lot for them. Vic's God, this is tough to follow, Jackie. and Bones Bushy had told me I only got 3 minutes to say all his stuff. It would take 2 days to do all the stuff that he has done and won. He also did a lot for my brother in his early career when they built that Camaro that went to Seekonk and won 4 track championships in a row. I believe that was 66 to 69. That was definitely a fast race car, and I'm sure Georgie Summers could vouch for that. Vic also helped Ronnie when he started moving up to run some NASCAR races for the late Dick Armstrong. Vic went with him to quite a few big shows, and they had a lot of good finishes with Dick Armstrong's car. He also, in 1975, crew chiefs my car to the Yankee All-Star League Championship, which is actually one of my favorite ones, Vic. I'd like to thank you. We had a good time. Beating the likes of Richie Evans and them guys is always hard to do, and we did a good job. Vic also then moved towards the south when Ronnie went down there to run for Jack Beebe and helped out Jack Beebe's team, and I believe it was 90-something, and helped them get their team going for a lot of good Winston Cup finishes. He also went on to help Billy Dingman start his Winston Cup team with Greg Sachs behind the steering wheel, with a lot of good shows. Also at Billy Dingman's, he also ran his road race team, which won the 12 Hours of Sebring and the Rolex 24 at Daytona, which is a big accomplishment. Vic also helped some younger drivers get going and start their career, like the late Rob Moroso, Kenny Wallace, Jeff Fuller, when they all went down south to try to run a Bush South car. Vic was there, helped them all along. And working with Vic, you know, you always You know, always learned a lot because he just didn't set the car up. He always, if you had any questions, he always told you what he did, what made the difference, how it worked, which made everybody that he worked here with a much better driver, such as like Pete Vandaka. He's helped him with his career driving and building cars. He's helped Georgie. I know he's probably helped just about everybody in here one time or another. That was one thing about Vic Kangas. If you needed to know something, he was usually only just a phone call away, and no matter what he was doing or who he was working with, he would always try to help you. He was a great guy, and at this time, I'd like to just say I just would like to congratulate Vic into the near Hall of Fame and tell him thanks for everything he's done for me, and he's definitely a friend in his family for my whole lifetime in racing. I looked up to him, and I'm just glad to know him and thank him for all the stuff that I learned from him. Thank you, Vic.
I guess I got a lot of people to thank. Nobody does anything like this on their own, and certainly I didn't either. I mean, I've got a family reunion going on here tonight, which is pretty good, and also I want to thank the Near Hall of Fame for inducting me. This is a pretty big honor. I've worked with a lot of the people in this room, including Kenny and Ronnie, George Summers, Pete Vandaka, and if I don't say your name, that doesn't mean I don't appreciate you coming. But I don't know what else to say. I was supposed to have some funny stuff to say, but the funniest thing I can say is thank you.